Basketball fans, we are coming to you live from the beautiful city of San Juan here in the Philippines. In particular, inside the Philoil Flying V Center for another live and exclusive coverage of ABS-CBN Sports and Virtual Playground of the 2019-2020 ASEAN Basketball League. We are also seen on Facebook as well as live streaming on ABS-CBN Sports. Plus, you can watch us on replays on Liga and Liga HD. Coming up, the number 4 team with a 2-1 win-loss record. They will be hosting a team that they faced in the finals 2 years ago, the still unbeaten Mono Vampire Club from Thailand. Hello once again to everybody watching us right now live on SNM. Andre Felix with me is Mikey Reyes, a former ASEAN Basketball League player himself. Mikey, good afternoon. It's going to be an exciting matchup between these two teams. A rematch of the finals of the ABL 2 years ago.
Well, of course, every time the Alab Pilipinas team goes up or plays in front of their home crowd, it's always going to be an exciting matchup for them. And, of course, this is also their chance for payback, going up against the Thailand team, which what you said was 2 years ago. They went up against them in the finals, but just a few weeks ago, they lost by 36 big points to this Mono Vampire team. So I'm sure Coach Jim Ilapag and the rest of the Alab Pilipinas, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas players are raring to get back on the winning track in terms of going up against Mono. But right now, they're on a 2-game winning streak. Talking about Alab, they won against the Macau Wolf Warriors in an away game, and then just a few days ago went up against the Singapore Slingers, led by the X-Man as well as Marcus Elliott, but they got that win in Santa Rosa, Laguna here in the Philippines. But for Mono Vampire, still on that 3-0, still unbeaten here in Season 10 of the ABL. So we'll see how both of them will match up here today.
Well, right now, let's go back first to that last game of the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, where 2 days ago they played in Santa Rosa when they took on the Singapore Slingers. But before we delve deeper on that matchup and go back to that game 2 days ago, let's take a look at the starting five for Coach Jimmy Alapag, the Jason Kidd of Asia. We have Jason Brickman. Then he will be joined by Jordan Heading at the backcourt. Big Sam De Guara, 7'6", in the middle with Khalif Wyatt and Nicholas King. As for the Mono Vampire Basketball Club, let's take a look at the starting lineup of the team from Thailand. There it is. It's going to be Freddie Lish, Chichai Ananti in the backcourt. Ryan Watkins will be still the man in the middle. And Wunsarm and Michael Singletary has been with the team 3 years now, facing his former teammates in Sam De Guara and Jason Brickman here. This will be the starting unit for Mono Vampire. Right now, let's go center court, wherein I believe there will be a ceremonial toss for San Juan City Mayor, who is a former collegiate standout himself, Francis Zamora. He will be doing the ceremonial toss. But again, let's go back to that Alab Pilipinas Singapore game. If you're confused, we're confused as much as you are, everybody watching. Hopefully, let's go back to that game, Mikey, first. What a game in Santa Rosa. What a comeback for Alab, 16-2 run in the fourth.
Well, talk about confusing in that first half. It was confusing. It was a back and forth affair in Santa Rosa, Laguna between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Singapore Slingers. But San Miguel Alab Pilipinas finished that game in a 16-2 run to get that win, and there was no looking back for them. On the other side of the floor, the Mono Vampire getting that win against the KL Dragons. Again, Mono took control in the last few minutes when Chichai Ananti and Mike Singletary came up with huge twin triples to give them that 6-point win. And again, their third win this season.
And right now, let's talk about Khalif Wyatt, the former Atlantic 10 Conference Player of the Year as a college senior. He played for the University of the Temple University for the Owls. Of course, a product of Pennsylvania. He was undrafted in the NBA back in 2013. He is a native of Pennsylvania. But what about Khalif Wyatt, Mikey? He was on fire for Alab in that game, scoring a game-high 28 points, also 8 for 13 from the floor, 7 of 9 from three-point range.
Well, that's the biggest weapon for Team Alab Pilipinas in terms of scoring the basketball. It's Khalif Wyatt, and Coach Jimmy Lapag brought him here just for that, to score the basketball. But if he can give you 6 rebounds and 4 assists and 20 of those 28 points came in the fourth quarter, that pivotal fourth quarter when they got that win against the Singapore Slingers. Again, it will be important for Khalif White. Hopefully, he'll have a better start since he will be going up against another fellow import who has been tearing the league up. Itong si Michael Singletary.
Here is Michael Singletary. He has been playing for Mono Vampire for the past 3 years. He even went to the finals of the ABL 2 years ago when they faced Alab Pilipinas. They stretched it into 5 games. Mike Singletary, born in El Paso, Texas, the 31-year-old, has been playing in Thailand. He loves it there, and he was phenomenal in that game. 28 points, 11 boards, 8 assists, 2 assists shy for triple-double.
And he has been playing almost the whole game in terms of minutes per outing for Michael Singletary. 38 and a half minutes in their last game against the KL Dragons. 10 of 19 from the field, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, and a block, and doing it on both ends of the floor. Again, the leading scorer for the Mono Vampire team, and they will lean on him again here against Alab Pilipinas, playing on the floor of here in the Philippines.
And momentarily, you saw San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora. Meantime, these are our officials for today. Our crew chief, the man in the middle, T. Yong Cern from Malaysia, will be joined by Atanu Banerjee from India and Johan Cristiana from Indonesia. And there is our ceremonial toss with San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora, of course, joined by Big Sam De Guara and Ryan Watkins at center court. And here we go. First possession goes to the home team, Alab Pilipinas in white. Brickman will now set the table up. He has been brilliant as a point guard for Coach Jimmy Alapag. Inside is Big Sam right away. And that is what you need to do if you're Alab Pilipinas. Maximize your big man, all 7'6" of him.
Oh yeah, this is Sam De Guara's second game with Alab Pilipinas, and he's had a couple of practices before their game against Singapore a few days ago. But if there's any team that is familiar with Sam De Guara, whether it be his tendencies, his strengths, his weaknesses, and of course Mono Vampire, in which he used to play for along with Jason Brickman. So these two players right here will be for sure well scouted by the coaching staff of Mono Vampire.
Well, before this year, Sam did play for a couple of teams in the ABL, but the highlight was when they made it to the finals. That went into 5 games. It went the distance. Alab Pilipinas eventually prevailing and becoming champions of the ABL. That was 2 years ago. I was still coached by Doug Marty then, before Andrej Erlep of Slovenia just took over now. He is the head coach of this Mono Vampire basketball team, who's been stellar so far, undefeated this season. And now here's Alab on the run, cross-court heading, thought about taking the 3. Brickman always being calm and patient with the basketball. Brickman attacks, falls down hard, loses the ball. Possession will go back to Mono Vampire.
And this is a great point guard matchup here between Jason Brickman and Freddie Leash. And Jason Brickman trying to attack the basket, trying to be aggressive in terms of scoring the basketball, because like what you said, he has been brilliant in facilitating, but you also want him to score the basketball and stay a threat on the offensive end.
Outside shot is short from Freddie Leash. Battle for the leather, and our officials have to converge and discuss. Ball will go back to the Philippines side. Moonser was trying to plead his case.
And what's crazy for Mono Vampire is they have a Tyler Lamb on the bench right now. With that much firepower coming off your bench, that's a big plus for Mono Vampire.
Tyler Lamb used to play for Hong Kong Eastern. Meantime, first basket of the game goes to Nicholas King. Corner 3 now for Mono Vampire. Alab has to be wary of those outside shooters. Still no goal for Mono. Now, second try. They will recycle their offense. A fresh 14 seconds. Leash. What a move on De Guara, but Big Sam says, not in my house.
Oh, you can go around him, but there's no way you can go on top of him. Sam DeGuara just recovering off of that ankle-breaking move by Freddie Leach, and Freddie Leach just laughing that one off. But look at this play. You can't really gamble against someone like King going all the way to the rim with the left.
First basket is good now for Mono Vampire. That's Boonsarm, I believe, scored that first basket, or no. Now Wyatt will use that screen set by DeGuara. Wyatt thought he was fouled. Late whistle, but a foul. Charge on Mono Vampire.
Could be the right call, but like what you said, a late whistle there. And that is pretty
it
obvious.
On Ananti? Is it on Chicha Ananti? It is on Ananti. This is that basket from Ananti earlier. He picks it up. Danny just tosses that one from the side. Gets the first basket for Mono Vampire. Now at the line, shooting three is Khalif Wyatt.
And he's somewhat been the diesel for Alab Pilipinas, because in their game against the Macau Wolf Warriors, he was also struggling in the first half. But in that second half, including overtime, that's when he really broke out and found his stroke. The same way he did a few days ago in Santa Rosa, Laguna against the Singapore Slingers. 20 points in the fourth quarter. And it's good to see that he's been aggressive here in the first quarter as Tyler Lamb enters the fray for Mono Vampire.
Fresh off a stint from the Southeast Asian Games, playing for Thailand against the Philippine team that won the gold. Meantime, there was that foul called on Ananti, which he didn't agree to. So Ananti will stay on the floor. Lamb getting ready to check in. Now here's Khalif Wyatt, born in Norristown, Pennsylvania. 28 years old, 6'4". Has been around. Has also been part of the All-Israeli League first team in 2015 and 2016. Tyler Lamb just now checking in. What a 5 here for Coach Herlep for Mono Vampire. Ahead, or down by 3, that is. Here's Singletary. Guarded by King. Singletary, the jumper. In and out. King with a board.
That's a good shot, though, for Mike Singletary. Getting to his spot and hitting from 15 feet.
Oh, what a crossover by Wyatt to Big Sam. No basket. Says our official from India. But the crowd here inside the Phil Oil Flying V Center in San Juan City, just enjoying that one. They thought that was in. Now let's go to our first report of the game, courtesy of Miss Ayana Perlas. Ayana, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and going against the current #1 team in the league for the second time this season 10, the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas squad has no other plan but hopefully give the Mono Vampires their first loss of the season from feeling the jitters in their first game against Thailand, which resulted to a blowout loss. Head coach Jimmy Alapag mentioned that today's Alab team is a better squad than the last time these two teams met, specifically in terms of ball movement and transition defense, which helped them in their past 2 wins. Now, a big contributor in their last win against Singapore, Khalif Wyatt, or also known as Mr. Clutch, and as you mentioned, scored 20 of his 28 points in the last quarter of that game. Khalif shared with me that for today's game, he doesn't want to be Mr. Clutch, but rather Mr. Consistency, as he wants to be consistent and aggressive for 40 minutes today. Back to you.
Thank you, Ayana. That report. Yeah, ball movement will be really key. As Ayana mentioned, she did get to speak to Coach Jimmy Alapag. And if there's one guy who knows ball movement, it's that guy. It's Mighty Mouse, who has been, he's a legendary point guard here, representing the country, also leading Alab Pilipinas to a title 2 years ago. How about Tyler Lamb? Here he is. And look at Brickman really defending Lamb. The kick out, no go for Mono Vampire. Back the other way. Nice look by Brickman to King. It's in.
And King doing a good job running the floor. And you know that when Jason Brickman is bringing the ball down, he has his head up looking for open passes. And what a threading the needle there to King for the deuce.
Lamb, the handoff to Singletary. Nice screen set by Watkins. Heading behind the back. Turnover for Heading and Alab. Ball will go back to Mono Vampire. 6:15 left in the first. Down 6.
And this is that dunk over there by Sam DeGuara. I'm sure the rim here in the arena in San Juan is still 10 feet. I'm sure it is.
Do you need someone to check it out?
Every time he's on the floor in the paint, the floor looks so much smaller.
Well, every time I see Sam Deguara, I question my height, that's for sure. A steal by Brickman on the run. He doesn't have the numbers. Nice handoff and pass to Wyatt, asking for a foul. Alab still has the ball, heading for three. Bang! 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 And heading gives Alab Pilipinas their biggest lead at 9, 14-5. And Andrej Erlep will call a timeout for Mono Vampire with 5:55 remaining in the first. Mike Singletary and company. Freddie Leash. Here's Khalif White first. That pass to Big Sam Deguara.
It didn't count, but
Unfortunately, the basket didn't count, but it still looks good. Nevertheless, here's heading that three that gives Alab a 9-point lead.
and then you just see a different kind of intensity in the game of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas compared to their first matchup a few weeks ago in Thailand. And you see how Alab Pilipinas has gotten used to playing with each other, has gotten, their legs under them, and now they're playing so much better as a team.
Slam. Good defense by heading. Even gets that high five from Jimmy Alapag that forces Slam to commit a turnover. Now heading to Wyatt. Calling the play. Wyatt asking for heading to get the leather. Deguara on the curl. 9 to shoot for Alab Pilipinas. Heading down to Deguara. 5 to shoot. Deguara the spin with 2 black shirts on him. Good defense for the team from Thailand. That is the way you play a big man like Sam Deguara.
Oh, you got to send the double team right away. And like what we said earlier, Mono Vampire knows the tendencies of Sam Deguara and somewhat how to try to negate the big man down low. And that's one way to do it, and just send the double right away because he is struggling in terms of kicking the ball out to open shooters. So that's just great defense as a team for Mono Vampire.
Meantime, Preston Knowles checks in. Now we'll play the point guard position, replacing Freddie Leash. Singletary. Guarded by King. 8 to shoot. Singletary attacks. The miss. Deguara tips it to heading. Ahead, looking for teammates. To King. King goes all the way. Ball will go back to Mono Vampire. Good defense on the break from Mono.
King knew that Khalif Wyatt was wide open on the right corner. But, you like to see King be that aggressive also in trying to attack the basket. Ball will go back to Mono here.
Another good point guard matchup between Knowles and Brickman. Knowles using that screen. Knowles jumper is butter for Preston Knowles.
That's just IQ for Knowles, just snaking that ball screen, getting to his spot and pulling up from 17 feet for his first bucket of the game.
Played for University of Louisville. Almost a steal from Knowles from behind. Deguara out to King. Heading another three. That time no go. And look at the black shirts go for the ball, for the rebound. Oh, it's stolen away by King. Back for the white shirts. Brickman inside to Big Sam for the slam.
And that one counts, Andre. What a find there for Jason Brickman. Great defense to offense for Alab Pilipinas for Sam Deguara's first slam of this game.
Watkins with a miss on the other end. Brickman goes baseline. Brickman underneath. Wyatt heading to King. Brickman inside again. Feed it to the big guy. Deguara! Back-to-back baskets for the 7'6" big man.
There's really no stopping Sam Deguara when he gets that deep in the paint. Back-to-back buckets for him.
Oh, but Singletary challenged by his former teammate. Over Deguara.
Shot there for Michael Singletary.
Back to Big Sam, and look at the triple team on Big Sam. Singletary, they have the numbers. 5-on-4 break. Singletary, extra pass. And the three won't go for Morgan.
But that was what we were saying about Sam Deguara. He's not really known as a post passer. But here, Jason Brickman, if there's one guy who knows how to make Sam Deguara work and maximize his talent, it's his point guard. Jason Brickman, 2 assists in those 2 buckets for big Sam Deguara down low. One slam and one semi-slam for Sam Deguara as Dilo comes in the game, or Lodo, my bad, Lodo.
I think you're thinking about.
I'm not in Oakland right now.
Yeah,
I'm not in the Bay right now. I'm in the Philippines.
Is the actual wrestler playing right now?
I'm not in Oakland right now. My bad. It's Lodo, Lawrence Domingo.
Gotta make sure it's not Dilo, man. Brickman using that screen from Lodo, so a smaller lineup definitely now for Alab Pilipinas with Big Sam Deguara at the bench. Under 3 minutes to play. Coach Jim Elapag giving his big man a breather. Now Louis Vigil getting ready to check in. What a game also for Vigil 2 days ago against the Singapore Slingers. An offensive foul will be called on Sentong Noporn. And now Louis Vigil checking in for Jordan Heading. Louis Vigil played for University of Santo Tomas in the Philippines for the Growling Tigers in the UAAP. Also played for Jose Rizal University in the juniors division in the NCAA. Played for their sister team, the San Miguel Beermen, in the PBA.
He's actually on loan right now from their professional team, but there's one thing that Louis Vigil can do. It's score the basketball, and that's his trademark. That's what he needs to do, and that's the reason why he's here. Add bench scoring for Team Alab Pilipinas.
Oh, yeah, and Vigil got confidence as well from Coach Jimmy Alapag, especially in that last game. Singletary to kick out to Knowles. Guarded by Brickman. 10 to shoot. Knowles, the 3 is good for Preston Knowles. 5 points off the bench for Knowles.
Preston Knowles just showing us the stroke off the bench here in the first quarter. That's 2 pull-up jumpers. One from 17 and one from 25.
Brickman looking for a teammate. Always looking to pass first. Vigil back to Brickman. Free for 3. In and out for Brickman.
That would have been big for Jason Brickman. If he could connect and he starts being a threat in terms of scoring the basket, it would be easier for him to create.
Oh, and there was a mismatch underneath. Morgan saw it, asked for the leather, posted up Vigil, scoring the 2.
That was just a mouse in the house there for Morgan down low.
5-0 run by the black shirts. Brickman attacking. Ball will stay with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Khalif Wyatt will get a well-deserved breather. And there's that mouse in the house you were saying. Morgan posting up Louis Vigil underneath. Sam Deguara back in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Brickman will bring the ball inbounds from the baseline. Looking for a teammate. Will go to Vigil off the curl. Vigil losing the ball. Knowles ahead to Singletary to Lamb as one man to beat. Good defense from Jeremiah Gray. Just checked in. Making Lamb lose the leather there. 1 minute, 19 seconds left in the first. Alab's lead from as much as 9 down to 4. We'll be back with more ABL action. Talk about a dominant debut for Big Sam Deguara for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Swatting balls away, stuffing it inside. And the fans at Santa Rosa were delighted to see Big Sam Deguara play for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Now here's Gray off the bench, sticks it in. Instant offense for Jeremiah Gray.
And doing it on both ends, he got that much important transition stop on one end and got a jumper on the other.
Almost. Turnover there. A traveling violation called on Lamb. Gray guarding Lamb. Lamb with some separation. What a move from Tyler Lamb.
That's just a tough shot for Tyler Lamb, who was just here a few weeks ago in the SEA Games representing Thailand.
Brickman, 3 for 3. 0 of 2 from beyond the arc today as Jason Brickman. Singletary against Domingo. Singletary attacks, gets a foul, head to the line for 2.
And you gotta love how Mono Vampire can distinguish right away the mismatches on the floor. Earlier it was Morgan against
Vigil.
Louis Vigil. This time on the break, with enough speed to go all the way to the rim. Michael Singletary with reckless abandon, just going all the way, getting the foul, 2 free throws for the leading scorer of Mono Vampire.
31 years of age, born in El Paso, Texas, 6'6", went to Kingwood, Houston, Texas, is Mike Singletary, now at the line, went to Texas Tech from 2007 to 2011, has been playing for Thailand since 2016. He's been loving the action there, has been the Thai Basketball League MVP as well, and a 2-time TBSL champion. So he loves Thailand. Oh, no! Steal and a foul on heading. Good defense from the very pesky Preston Knowles.
Oh, yeah, you got to love the activity of Preston Knowles on both ends, coming off the bench with all the energy that the Mono Vampire was lacking at the start of this game. And right now, you know, they're just down by 2 against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, who earlier had a 10-12 point advantage, if I'm not mistaken. So just really a lot of energy coming off of that bench of Thailand.
Knowles guarded by Heading. Last shot time. Here's Knowles for 3. Domingo. That will end. Oh, but there's a foul at the end of the first quarter. No foul. Ruled out by our official. Brandon Ganuelas Rosser also just checked in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And at the end of her first quarter, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, once led as much as 9, now find themselves just up by 2. 20-18. Let's take a look at some highlights, courtesy of Big Sam De Guara. Scoring 4, stuffing that in. And then for Mono Vampire, it's Lamb from way out off the bench with 5. And King, the spin, the move. King with 8 points, leading the way for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. End of the first, 20 for the home team, 18 for Mono Vampire. We'll take a quick break. Second quarter coming up after the break.